Hi guys, this is Mr. Urrego, and today we're doing the unit circle. All trig functions, we're looking and we're finding all the trigonometric functions. Sine, cosine, tangent, secant, cosecant, and cotangent. And here we have the unit circle, finally. Why is it called the unit circle? Because the radius is equal to 1. This is the formula for the circle, x squared plus y squared equals 1. It comes from the Pythagorean theorem. And now on this triangle, all of these triangles are going to be right triangles. And we already did the 30, 60, 90 triangle. And we did the 45 degree triangle. 45, 45, 90. Those we're going to bring over here. And we're going to find all these coordinates, this x, y. We're going to find them. Okay, let's go. First things first, we need to fill out this unit circle. Again, my radius is 1, so from here to the touching the circle, that's 1, the length. These are the angles. All these are angles in degrees, and here we're going to put pi radians. Now, in degrees, my first line belongs to a 30-degree angle. This first line. The middle one is 45, the next one is 60. So this is 30, this is 60, and this is 90. So this is going to be 60, and this perpendicular is going to be 90-degree angle. This one is going to be plus 30, which is 120. This one is 45. So the middle ones are 45. The middle one is 45, 45. First is 30, plus 30 is 60, plus 30 is 90, plus 30 is 120, plus 30, 150, plus 30, 180. Excellent. 210, plus 30, 240, plus 30, 270, right? This angle. Plus 30, 300 degrees. Plus 30, 330. And finally, this is the 0 that when we started, or 360 degrees, right? Right there, a full circle. That's what we're doing right now. Those are positive angles. Going this way, this is 30, this is 60, this is 90, and so on and so forth. Now we just did the 30s. Let's go 45s. So I said the middle lines are 45, so this is 45 degrees. Plus another 45, this is going to be 90. Plus another 45, this is going to be 135. Plus another 45 is 180. Okay? Plus another 45, which is this one, is 225. And 45 gives me 270. Plus 45 going to give me 315. Plus 45, I complete the whole circle. So 45s I have here, and then another one, so that's 2 45s, which is 90, and then another 45 between this line and this, that's 45, and another 45. So I have 4 45s in that angle, in this whole thing. Now, we finished the 45, we need 30s. We gotta go pi radians. If we remember, we said that if this is 30 and this is 60, right? And then we had the 45 triangle. Okay, 45 is pi over 4, right? 30 is pi over 6. 60 pi over 3. If you notice this, look at this. The 30 degrees has a 6 dividing. Why? Because pi is the same as 180 divided by 6, which is 30. Pi is 180 divided by 3, which is 60. So that's an easy way to convert degrees to radians and so forth. So every time you're talking about 60s, your pi is going to be divided by 3. Every time you're talking about 30s, it's going to be the other number, 36, right, over 6, 60 over 3, right? Keep that in mind. 45 will always be divided by 4. So let's start. Let's go with the 30s. 30 is going to be pi over 6 plus another 30, so it's 2 pi over 6, which is pi over 3, plus another 30, so it's pi over 6, 2 pi over 6, 3 pi over 6, which is going to give me pi over 2. Okay, so let me repeat. Pi over 3, 2 pi over 6, so this is 2 pi over 6, which simplifies as pi over 3, and plus another pi over 3 gives me 3 pi over 6, which simplifies to pi over 2, plus, so 3 pi over 6, 4 pi over 6, We'll come back to simplify this. 5 pi over 6, 6 pi over 6, 7 pi over 6, 8 pi over 6, 9 pi over 6, 10 pi over 6, 11 pi over 6, and 12 pi over 6, right? If you notice, I went around as 1 pi over 6, adding. And then what you do is you simplify. 12 divided by 6 gives you 2 pi, so I simplify. 11 you can't. 10 over 6, this is 5 over 3. This is the same as 5 pi over 3, which is 330. 9 over 6, you simplify by 3's, so this is 3 pi over 2, right? 8 over 6 divided by 2's, I guess, this is 4 pi over 3. Okay, so what I'm saying is I show you the easy way how to go around it, and then you simplify those. The same thing with the pi over 4's. This is this first part. Let's take the blue one. So this first one is pi over 4. This is going to be 2 pi over 4, which reduces as pi over 2. 3 pi over 4. 4 pi over 4, which simplifies to pi. 5 pi over 4. 6 pi over 4, which reduces to 3 pi over 2. 7 pi over 4, can reduce that. And this will be 8 pi over 4, which reduces to 2 pi. Okay, so that's an easy trick to go around. Once I have all these angles, now I have to fill out the coordinates for those. Let's fill those out. Now, this is a more clear one and it's a clean one, but now let's bring those triangles, because remember, this is a 30-degree angle. So I need to complete that using this triangle. So what I'm going to do is I want to make the triangle right here. This is the hypotenuse, this is 1, right? And this is my 30-degree angle. Okay, 30-degree angle. Opposite is 1/2, so this is 1/2. Adjacent is square 3 over 2, so this is square 3 over 2. So what I'm doing is, when I find these coordinates, what I do is I start at the origin, okay? And I want to start at the origin, and I want that up here. So that means I go to the right, square 3 over 2, which is your x value. And then being here, I go up, and this is your y value, which is 1/2. So that's the order pair, square 3 over 2, 1/2. What's going to happen is 30 degrees, okay? If we go back, the cosine is the x value. So cosine of 30 is the x value. Sine of 30 is the opposite. So sine of 30 is 1/2. So my x coordinate will give me the cosine. The y coordinate will give me my sine. All right? That goes for every single one of them. This is 45 degrees. So this is your cosine of 45. This is your sine of 45. Here, 60. I can make the triangle all the way down, and I'll do the same thing that I just did. Let's erase. 60 degrees. I'm making my right triangle. Look at this. Okay? The hypotenuse is 1 from here to the circle. Okay? And what I'm going to do is, this is 60. So this angle is 60 degrees. 60 degrees. My angle is 60. Adjacent is 1/2. So adjacent is 1/2. Opposite is square root 3 over 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the coordinates of this point. So I go from the origin, x, this is 1/2, 1/2, and then the y value, which is square root 3 over 2, and this is the y value. Your cosine is your x, and your sine is your y value. So this is sine of 60 is going to be giving me square root 3 over 2, and cosine of 60 is 1/2. And that goes for every single one of them. So the only thing that we need to learn is the first quadrant. If we know these coordinates, we can translate them all over my unit circle. let me bring that back, that triangle. That's a 30-degree angle. But if I go to the other side and I make that triangle as well, this is a 30-degree angle. So the only thing that I did was just being reflected to the other side. Okay, the bottom is square root of 3 over 2. The bottom is square root of 3 over 2. Look at this. The vertical part is 1/2. The vertical part is 1/2. So what changes is the sign. This part is Q1. This is Q1. This is Q2. This is Q3. And this is Q4, right, from geometry. My signs are positive, positive. That's why all of these coordinates are positive, positive. Q2, the x goes this way, so the x is going to be negative, and the y goes up, which is positive. All right, so that's why the x is negative. Look at this, negative, negative, and the y's are positive. Q3, the x goes to the left, which is negative, and the y goes down, which is negative as well. And that's why all these coordinates are negative, negative. Q4, my x is positive, and the y goes down, so it's negative. And that's why the x value is positive, but the y's values are negative. So it's just a matter of identifying if this is a 30-degree angle, or for example, it goes in the middle, this is a 45-degree angle. And that's why you have square root 2 over 2 all over the place. Square root 2 over 2, you just need to affect it by the sign. How do we use this? Here we go. Now that we have the unit circle filled out. Questions. Sine of pi over 2. What's pi over 2? Right? 90-degree angle. My sine is the y value. Done. Cosine of pi over 6. Pi over 6 is 30-degree angle. My cosine belongs to the x value. X value, square root 3 over 2. So that's why it's so useful to have the unit circle and understand the unit circle. Tangent of 3 pi over 4. Remember, tangent is sine over cosine, obviously, of the 3 pi over 4, right? That's my angle, 3 pi over 4. So sine over cosine, tangent of 3 pi over 4. So this is pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4. This is my x, which is my cosine, and this is my sine, which is my y. So sine over cosine, sine, square root 2 over 2 divided by negative is square root 2 over 2. Because they're the same thing, the answer is 1, but this one is negative, so my answer is negative. So tangent of 3 pi over 4 is negative 1. Let's practice a couple more. Sine of negative 5 pi over 6. Remember, negative, that means I start from here, but instead of going up, I go down. Negative 5 pi over 6. 5 pi over 6. So this is pi over 6. 30 degrees. Another pi over 6, another pi over 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So my angle is all the way up to here. That's negative 5 pi over 6. Negative 5 pi over 6. The question is sine, which is the y value. Therefore, my answer is negative 1/2. Secant of this, 13 pi over 4. Secant is 1 over cosine. Remember, it's the reciprocal of cosine. So is 1 divided by cosine of 13 pi over 4. Okay, 13 pi over 4. 4s are the 45 degrees. Pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4. So here I have 4 pi over 4. So every half circle is 4 pi over 4. So I have 4 and 4, 8 pi over 4, plus another 4 is 12 pi over 4, and I need to get to 13, which is 1 more. And that will be 13 pi over 4. And the question is cosine. The cosine here is the x value, which is negative 2 square root 2 over 2. So I have 1 over negative square root 2 over 2. I got to do the reciprocal of this thing. So when I divide this, I'm going to get negative 2 over square root of 2, which I had to rationalize. So let's take that on the side. So I have, let's ignore this part. I have negative 2 over square root of 2, rationalize, multiply the bottom and the top. The top I have negative 2 square root of 2, and the bottom is going to give me 2. I simplify the 2's, and I'll have negative square root of 2. And that will be secant of 13 pi over 4. I hope you understood how I did the angles. Let's do another one. Now, instead of talking about 4s, I'm talking about 3s. 11 pi over 3. So that means this is pi, but it's the same as 3 pi over 3, right? If I need a 4 over 4, then that's the same as 4 pi over 4, or 6 over 6, right? All of them are the same as pi, because when I'm looking is divided by 3, then it's 3 pi over 3. Here, another 3 pi over 3, and 3 plus 3 is going to give me 6 pi over 3, right? 3 plus 3, 6 plus 3, 9 pi over 3. And I need to get to 11. So this is 9 plus another pi. What are we doing? Pi over 3's, which is this is pi over 3, 60 degrees. This from here to here is pi over 3. And another pi over 3 is this, another 60 degrees. And my last 60 is this, 60, 120, 180, right? Look at the top, 60, another 60, that's 120. Oh, all the way to, what is this? Yes, there. And another 60, that's 120. So 60, 120, 180, the bottom, 60, 120, 180. So 3, 6, 9. I'm here at 9 pi over 3. 10, and another one, 11. So I'm up here, 11 pi over 3. These are my coordinates. Sine the y value. My answer, negative square root of 3 over 2. So if we understand how do we rotate in our unit circle and our divisions of pi over 3, pi over 6, and pi over 4, we can find any trigonometric ratio. One thing that I want to talk about is, before we go, is the quadrantal angles, because all of what I did was pi over 6, pi over 4, and pi over 3. But what about if I have, let's say, sine of pi over pi, sine of pi? What's pi? This is pi, all right? My sine, remember, this is the x, and this is the y, this is the cosine, and this is the sine, always. So as soon as I identify the angle, I check the, if this is sine, then I'm looking for the y value, and this is 0, so sine of pi is 0, okay? Let's say that I give you cosine of pi. Again, this is pi, and my cosine is going to be the x value, which is negative 1. If I give you, I don't know, let's say sine of 3 pi over 2. Okay, so I divided this in half, another half, right? So each pi I'm dividing into 2 pieces, and the bottom is divided into 2 pieces. So I have 1 piece, 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves. I'm looking for the sine, therefore I look at the y value, and the y value is negative 1. So I was just going to make sure that you understand these are called the quadrantal angles, all right, before we leave. And that was it for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Again, trig identities. That's our next video. I'll see you next one. Take care. Bye-bye.